All right, everyone. Today, we are talking about the Hyundai Boulder Concept. 12 months ago, did we see a body-on-frame off-road SUV in our bingo card as far as Hyundai goes? I don't think so. My name is James Angley, and this is my angle. Let's get into it. Hyundai Boulder Concept. Great ground clearance. Great water fording. Great approach and departure angles. Yes, it's got them all. At least that's what we're being told. Generous is the word that they used, but we don't actually know any specs on these. But I'm still hopeful. We're told it's got 37s. You can look at it. You see this cool low profile roof rack that it's got on it with this awesome steel webbing on the top of it. Hopefully that means it's got some low noise on it because it's low profile. We'll see. Let's talk about powertrain. Gas motors. That's what we're being told. Might have some electrification in terms of like a hybrid powertrain, but we're not really sure. To be honest, I don't even think Hyundai knows. We're going to see. And I'm here for it. Should be pretty exciting. Another thing that I love, coach doors. Man, I really hope they keep that in there. The suicide door situation, I don't know if we're allowed to say the S word here on YouTube, but I think those type of doors are so cool. The Lincoln Continental, obviously famous for that kind of stuff. Rolls-Royce Phantoms, they have those doors. Even their coupes have the doors that open that way. It's awesome. And if Hyundai pulls this off, this could really be cool. Let's call out the elephant in the room. Yes, this looks exactly like the 2004 Bronco concept. You know, the one that The Rock drove on that weird, like, King Kong type movie. But who cares? The Bronco's out now. It looks different. This sort of looks like that '04 Bronco. And a lot of people could talk about how much they don't really like that concept, but back in '04, we loved it. Everybody wanted it. And let's talk about removable doors while we're at it. If you asked any of my friends who are really into cars, something that I felt strongly about, it was Ford making a Jeep competitor. And I, back then, would tell you it needs removable doors, it needs a removable roof, it needs to be a true Jeep competitor. Anybody else? No, I don't really care. I don't really care if anybody else makes a competitor to that. It was just like a Ford versus Jeep sort of situation. I don't think this needs removable doors or a removable roof. I think you can get away with some cool sunroofs. You see the Alpine windows on the side. That's pretty awesome. At least that's what Land Rover calls them. So I think Hyundai probably has their own name for these things, but it's going to be pretty awesome. I don't need removable doors. I don't need a removable roof. Sunroofs, sure. I don't even need those, to be 100% honest with you. Some things that I love about it, supposed to be built in the USA, built by Americans. That's cool. Obviously, they're probably trying to tout that because of the tariffs, but we're all happy about it. Let's face it. The other thing that a lot of people are talking about that I think is really awesome, the double hinge tailgate. So you could open this tailgate from one side or the other. Why has nobody thought of this? This is one of those situations where it comes out and you're like, wow, that's a genius idea. That is so brilliant, yet so simple. It's almost dumb that we haven't done it sooner. I get it. It's a little bit of an engineering difficulty situation. I hope that Hyundai tests it on an off-canter turn where you're actually flexing the body because it is a body-on-frame vehicle, and they open and close it from both sides because that presents a new challenge. They might drop that in the end. One YouTuber got a little bit more out of the Hyundai guys and found out that on the tailgate, that back window is supposed to be rolled down, almost like a 4Runner today or like old Suburbans back in the day. That's exciting. I love the idea of that. But man, you're talking about adding in some complication. But I hope they do it. Again, 37s, awesome specs. Look at this thing. If you look at this and you tell me you don't want Hyundai to build it, I don't know what's wrong with you. And let's talk about the little bit of a elephant in the room. Hyundai owns a fancy brand called Genesis, which, if you ask me, was solely built to compete with Mercedes. What's that squared off-road, rough around the edges vehicle? Oh yeah, it's a G-Wagon. Are they gonna make a Genesis version of this to compete with the G-Wagon and just G-Wagons are 100 grand, these things are 70? Maybe. Do I love a G-Wagon? Do I think they're all cooler than whatever Hyundai or Genesis could put out? Absolutely. Does my wallet say, maybe you should get one of those Genesis G-Wagons? Yes, also true. It's so cool. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and I think they got something here. Sure, it looks like an '04 Bronco concept. Sure, they're just trying to get on the off-road craze. Sure, if they come out with a Genesis version, they're clearly trying to copy the G-Wagon. All of this is essentially a bad thing, but when you put it together and you mold it into this boulder of a vehicle, pun intended, I think we got something here. I think they got lightning in a bottle, and if Hyundai's smart, they'll get these things out the door as soon as possible. The overland and off-road craze is at an all-time high. Let's see you do it. Everyone watching this, let me know your comments below. Let me know your angle, because this is my angle, and I am James Angley. Thank you. Have a good one.